You see, the day I entered this world, the woman who bore me suffered a postpartum hemorrhage. The nurses left me in a transparent crib. They clucked and scurried, arms flapping, beaks pecking, brown feathers puffed up. A doctor crowed, chest inflated, thin tubes stretched from a stand. A plastic bag filled with red liquid hung like a limp crimson bat. The one I should have called Mummy did not survive. As I grew up in the home, I wondered why no one ever heard me, saw me, if my life was in fact real, or a figment of my imagination, and the day I was born, it was I who had died. I would hide under my bed, 2 fingers pressed against my wrist, trying to find a glimmer of life, but always felt nothing. So the day I saw the blood all around me, as it pooled on the floor, its sticky claws entwined in the carpet, the specks on the sofa, the fragments of flesh and bone spattered over the wall, another human heart beat in that room, and I knew it could not have been mine. London, Monday, the 10th of April, 2017. Some say in this city there is never a time of total silence, of stillness, but I know it exists. There is an instant, a minuscule window when everything rests, immobile, soundless and dead. When the blackness begins to diminish and a grey hue casts a nebulous light, this moment of silence is present, and making all that has happened appear even worse. I roll onto my side, one arm outstretched, fingers searching to forestall the alarm, before staring once more at the ceiling. The calculation runs through my mind for what must be the 10,000,000th time, but again with the same conclusion. Was it not Albert Einstein who said, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result"? I groan, and pull myself from under the duvet. Outside I button my jacket. Spring seems to have missed the deadline, and not even fighting to catch up on lost time. I turn up my collar and push through the tangle of countless other disillusioned people heading for the entrance to the tube. Brexit brought with it rumours of downsizing, layoffs, offshore outsourcing, so I cannot be late. I cannot become a statistic, collateral damage of a cost-cutting purge. I need to stay in this job. I must put everything right. The doors hiss as they close. The carriage sways and vibrates, bodies pressed against bodies, steamy breath tainted by coffee, perfume and sweat rank in the air. Monday morning, city life, work, invisibility. I try to breathe while the calculation once again runs through my mind. In the open-plan office, my desk sits by the window. In a way, I am lucky. Others face a wall or another self-seeking member of staff. Through the grimy glass, the trees struggle to turn green. Immature leaves wave in the breeze. A watery sun battles the clouds. I boot up my computer. The yellow post-it stuck on the monitor glares at me with evil intent. The ballpoint pen loud and clear, the words screaming menace. It's late. I rip it from the side of the screen, scrunch it into a tiny ball, and throw a swift glance across the room. He smirks. I want to grind my fist into his face, grab his throat, force my fingers into his neck until his eyes bulge from their sockets. Demand to know why he thinks he can hold this one over me, but of course he can. Once on the appropriate web page, I examine the real-time movement, search for opportunities, and assess the direction for the day. I knuckle my eyes. There was a time when I loved the thrill of the markets, like playing the tables, and the more I played, the better I became. Except the better you are at the game, the better you think you are at the game. There always comes the time when you lose. My phone vibrates. Twitter. I snatch it to check for breaking news. Market Watch, Bloomberg, but instead find a direct message. Drink after work. It's time to discuss. Smiley winky face. My eyes dart across the room. He smirks.